everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Off Air with Kristen and Casey. I'm Kristen, he's Casey, and as always, we have to thank our awesome sponsor, Food City, for sponsoring our podcast because otherwise it wouldn't be possible.
That is very true. Our first of December, so before we get into December things, let's kind of rewind a little bit. And this is our first pod since Thanksgiving. How was your turkey day?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy belated Thanksgiving.
Happy
We did talk
belated
about Thanksgiving our last podcast, but it was
did.
like a couple weeks prior to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was a great Thanksgiving. So my mom and brother came up to visit, which was very nice. First time that they've ever done that for Thanksgiving. And we had a good time. I cooked a turkey in the oven, and then we also deep fried a turkey.
Okay.
Had never done that. It went very well. I was
No damage to any property.
No
or
damage. I was a little bit worried. It was so funny because I don't know if you remember, but it was very cold on Thanksgiving.
I do. Yeah.
And so my brother had the deep fryer out there, and you have to remember that my family is from coastal Georgia, so we're used to a lot warmer climate. And my brother hates the heat, and he lives in Savannah, which is unfortunate because it's very hot down there. So when he came up here, he was like, oh, the weather's great. The weather's amazing. So he was deep frying a turkey in ball shorts, like basketball shorts out there. And who knows? I think it was like 30 degrees.
And he was happy as a clam.
Happy as a clam. It was hilarious. So he fried a turkey. It was very good. If you've never done that
What's
before.
the difference between, can you taste between the deep fried turkey or the oven turkey? You know, which one you like better?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's just different. Like,
Okay.
I love turkey. Like, I am a big fan of turkey on Thanksgiving. So I love the traditional, just pop it in the oven in a bag, come out. I know a lot of people think it's dry and, like, boring
That's what the
or
gravy's
whatever.
for.
That's what the gravy's for, and the cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
Like, I love cranberry sauce. So I like that, but the fried turkey was so good. And like normally I don't eat the skin on it. Like I just want the white meat of the turkey. But like when you deep fry it, you can like eat the skin. And my brother injected it with butter and did all kinds of seasoning. We made homemade gravy.
Oh.
And that was the first time we've like ever done that.
Okay.
Like it was pretty good.
Nice.
Not gonna lie. So
what
about you? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good.
Grant's first Thanksgiving.
Yeah, he had no idea. He didn't know what day it was. It was just another day where I rule the house and you people do what I tell you to do when I want it done.
That's what they do.
That's what they do. But yeah, no, we had, Kelly and I both worked on Thanksgiving. So my mom and brother, this is their first Thanksgiving since they moved down here. So they came over. We had a non-traditional Thanksgiving dinner on Thanksgiving. My brother made taco skewers.
Ooh.
Yeah, he found a recipe on TikTok, he said. It was really good.
That sounds good.
And then Kelly's dad and her sister, they came in for the weekend, and we had the traditional Thanksgiving with them. Her dad made the turkey, made most of the meal. My mom made a little bit as well. So we celebrated the traditional Thanksgiving on Saturday. But we had a great time.
Did you have the olives?
They were on the table, did not touch the olives.
But they were there.
They were there. My mom liked them. I think someone else at the table might have had it all. It was not me or my brother. I know that. Or Kelly.
Grant.
Grant did not have any olives. He wanted turkey so bad, but where he said no. All you get is milk.
Next year.
Next year you can have turkey.
Next year he can probably have a little bit.
Yeah, this year is just milk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Love him.
So
Aww,
yeah, he's
great.
Doing good. 4 months.
Crazy.
Getting big. So we're excited. First Christmas, obviously he's still going to be too young to have any clue what's going on this Christmas, but next Christmas will be a whole lot different.
Whole different story.
Yeah.
So well, that's great.
That's good. We got some parades this week. We'll both be walking in the Bristol Christmas parade on Thursday.
Yep. It's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold, but last year it was freezing cold last year.
Yes.
I remember.
Is it not going to be, you think, as cold?
I think I might be a touch colder, I think, last year. I think that it might be this year.
We'll have to ask.
Yeah, I think I'm almost positive because I actually remember last year I drove the storm tracker because I saw the forecast. Like, I will volunteer and drive the tracker so I can be inside, windows down, but heat blasting. You walked the whole time. I'll give you your props last year.
Listen, it doesn't, I don't love the cold, but it doesn't bother me at the Christmas parade. It's just a little bit. And
the worst part is before it starts, though, because you're just like, once you're walking, but you're just standing there waiting to go when you're cold. That's always tough when you're out in the cold and not moving.
I do always feel bad for the kids because
Yeah, they're just standing there.
they're just
Yeah.
standing there waiting and like freezing. So I'm always like, oh no, their
Yeah.
little runny noses.
So I mean, it's hard to, there's, I mean, every, city, town has the parade, but certainly, we'll have people in the Johnson City parade this weekend, the Kingsport parade this weekend as well. It seems like Saturday is a really big day. I mean, there's, I think 6, maybe 7 different places having their Christmas parade on Saturday. Bristol has always done it on Thursday. And I guess it's kind of unique in the sense of, it's at night, but it's also kind of the only show in town. So like if you don't have to be like, well, which one do I go to? There's 6 to pick from. Like that's
Right.
the only one on Thursday is in Bristol.
I think that's why I love the Bristol one on Thursday, because it's like in the middle of the week, and I like that it's nighttime. There's always Christmas lights and everyone decorates, and I don't know, I just love it. It's so fun. I haven't missed one, I think, in a long time. So shout out to Teresa Carter. She is decorating the storm tracker for us.
I think another vehicle, actually.
Oh,
I don't think it's going to be a storm tracker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she's decorating a news vehicle for us so that it will be nice
for
and
all the
decked
different
out.
Parades it's going to be going to over the next couple of days. Yeah, it's parade season in the Tri-Cities region. No matter where you're at, almost every place seems to have their own Christmas parade or light up, or the way the Christmas tree in downtown Bristol was lit up earlier this week. We were on the road earlier this week at Bristol Motor Speedway. Took our show on the road. We're going to be doing that a lot next year because the station turns the big 70. WCYB is
crazy.
Old.
It's very old.
Yeah.
A lot older than us.
Yes. So we were out at Speedway and Lights on Monday, so that was nice. And then we got a bonus because we were there. We had to take a shortcut to get into the track because we had to be there at 4:00. And the Speedway and Lights starts at 6. So by the time we left, it was after 6:30. Well, there's cars going, so we just had to get in line, and we got to see halfway the lights on the way out of town because we had no way we could get out. We had to follow the pattern, and so we got to see the second half of because they used to change it. That used to be the end of it.
Right.
When you went in the track.
And you were done.
Now it's kind of more about the halfway point where once you leave, you still have quite a bit of lights to go through.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And there are some new ones I noticed. Yeah. So if you like going to the Speedway and Lights, but I've heard some people say, oh, it's the same thing. There are new ones this year, and it's a new route. So you should, and I like that they do that because it is something a little bit different each year. So that's kind of neat.
It is.
It's fun.
So so that's exciting. Certainly since the last time we did a podcast, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, we've had, a story that doesn't happen often, but the entire country, the entire world kind of has converged on our little part of the country with
crazy.
The former Union head football coach Travis Turner. That entire crazy story, and it is amazing that something like that happens, you're like, oh, that's always somewhere else, but this time it's happening in our backyard.
I will say the craziest thing from the news standpoint of it is just how out of control it kind of got with the rumors. I mean, we started getting emails about it. People had obviously heard some things. And so we got all these emails. We reach out to authorities. Authorities didn't really tell us a whole lot. And it was kind of like we've been clawing at information, which I do understand coming from, having a little bit of a law enforcement background. I understand that there are things that you cannot release to the public and to the media. And part of me wonders, at first, when it first came out on that Thursday, I believe it was a Thursday.
Yeah, it's been almost 2 weeks. We're taping this podcast on Wednesday, December the 2nd. So anything, what were to come out after the fact, this was taped on December the 2nd, which at the time of this taping was about 13 days since we first got word that something was happening.
And they said that Thursday they had gone to, Virginia State Police told us, we went to his house, but not to arrest him.
They were on the way. I don't know if they ever got there.
Yeah, they were on the way. We were going to his house, not to arrest him.
To talk to him.
I don't know if the reason they said that was because they didn't want him to run or what happened. But then, 4 days later, it came out that now he's a fugitive and he's wanted for multiple charges. Mm-hmm. So just kind of interesting the way that all transpired.
And I know some comments, whether it was on Facebook, all different social medias, like you said, the rumors went wild. Part of that, again, is because there's not been a lot of information from authorities. I mean, Virginia State Police are the ones handling this investigation.
Right.
When we reach out to, you reach out to the local authorities first, which was Wise County. They said, hey, we have nothing to do with this. We're assisting Virginia State Police. So like, you have to go talk to them. You talk to them. They give you like
Very little.
a paragraph, maybe. Yeah, very careful what they're going to.
Virginia State Police, too, the people that we have to talk to in our area
Don't live here.
don't live here. They live in Richmond.
Yeah.
And so that makes it very difficult, I think, just personally, because they're not as connected to Southwest Virginia.
Yeah.
And we are as far from, at this end of the state. So they have been very quick with their responses. I will give them that.
Yes.
They're very fast on the responses. But the information, there's not a whole lot of information.
And then I think when that's the case, people then go crazy with rumors. And then some, people are like, why aren't you guys telling us more? It's like, we are not holding back. Like, we only report what we know from authorities. We don't get into the speculation. We have standards we have to meet, and we have to do certain things that anybody at home behind a keyboard can say anything they want on Facebook, and there's no consequences if they're wrong or making something up. It's different for us. So we only can go by what authorities tell us. They've obviously been very tight-lipped, rightfully so. They absolutely, we've had people on our air, Liam's talked to different, criminology experts saying, and you would know this as well, they know way more than they're telling us or the public.
Absolutely.
But they're trying to maybe protect their investigation, and they, don't want certain things getting out. So obviously don't think like, oh, like they have no idea what's going on. They're just completely grasping at straws, like taking like the case is cold. Like authorities know way more than they're telling the public or us, but that's just how it works until whether he is found alive or deceased, then certainly more information will come out in time. And, I was even talking to our assignment manager, Brandon Hicks. He's been trying to get the affidavits, and they said until they find him, like, there's nothing we can do, because like you have to be arrested before you can be like presented with charges or whatever. So like it's kind of just a big waiting game right now until either he is found dead or alive. It's just, where is he? Like, that's where we're at right now, almost 2 weeks in.
Yeah, it's definitely very interesting on that front. And, you going back to what you said about, having to get information from the authorities. I think that's what separates a news organization from a lot of people that just have like influencer accounts and whatnot, is they can post anything they want with no consequences. We don't work that way, and we have that journalistic integrity that we have to maintain. And so I was even on my Facebook page getting a lot of people coming at me, and one of the comments that just like it was crazy to me is like they said, well, we don't trust the authorities, and there used to be reporters that would go out and investigate themselves and find out information and like not trust the authorities. And I'm like, people, what am I supposed to do? Go out in the woods and like, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing for me to investigate in this, like there's no information that I can really find out for anybody that, we're not doing. Like, we have maxed out the things that we can do. And at this point, like you said, we just kind of have to kind of wait and see what comes from it.
And even like from the school perspective of the Wise County schools, we talked to their superintendent, but no matter what school system it is, anytime something happens, it's like, well, it's personnel. We don't comment on personnel matters. It's like if there is an arrest of some kind, then you get that information from the authorities. You don't get it from the school system, because like the personnel records are things that like are not released, like to protect those people, which, I understand that. So like, that's why if a teacher ever gets fired for anything, unless there are police charges, we never are allowed to know why that person was fired. The rumors out there, people might know, but we can't report on rumors and things like that. So because, there are now warrants out for his arrest, charges, he's going to be charged with something, Travis Turner. That's why, authorities said he's been charged with A, B, C, and D, the 10 counts that he has. And that's why he went from a missing person the first couple of days to a fugitive, because he was charged.
Yeah. So very interesting to see how that is going to apply. You know, there are some things too that we can do as far as like Freedom of Information Act requests, you know, to get information that maybe other people can't always get. Well, the public can get those, but you know, that's part of our job is we do some of that kind of thing to see what we can find. But it is a tricky situation because it's still an active investigation. So a lot of the times that stuff's not going to be released because of that. And then number two, you kind of have to know what you're looking for.
And minors also are involved, which I know we had an interview with the former Commonwealth's attorney, Chuck Slump, here, and said that anytime like children are involved, like that's not just like out of
a no-go.
Yeah. So like that's things like even if it was involving all people over the age of 18, it would be kind of a different category. Might be easier to get some information down the line. But because if this does involve people under the age of 18, there will be things that we'll never be able to have access to.
But I think, you know, just all in all, I understand like
people's wanting answers. We all want answers.
And I understand that. I think that everyone's just doing the best that they can. Obviously, you know, I don't think it says anything on the school system or the football team, and, you know, good for them. Like super happy for the football team, just, you know, pushing forward and
yeah. I think a story like this, I mean, like we saw it in real time. Like, you know, the first couple of days, like nobody outside of our area was like talking about this, kind of knew about it. Then it just like slowly built up, and then by that like Monday or Tuesday it exploded and was on every national news, international news. But just to see that, like, I don't know, I mean, you don't know what makes one story go, but I just think that the parallel tracks of, you know, the team is undefeated going through the playoffs, the coach disappears 2 days before a game. Again, no one really knew about it then, but once they win against Graham, then it kind of exploded. And then you have the two parallel stories, like what the coach has been charged with, where is he? And then over here is, well, the team is still playing and they're trying to win their first ever state championship. So I think that the fact that those two things are going on at the same time has made this story even bigger.
Yeah, definitely. But
this week on the football field, I mean, the team is playing in the state semifinals. This will be the third game they've played since Travis Turner, you know, went missing. I think it's been, I know I put this on my Facebook page, I think after the Graham game. I mean, I can't imagine, I mean, sports, you always talk about, oh, you have to control what you can control, you know, avoid the distractions and just, you know, like that's professional athletes. Like there are things that come up in professional sports like that are distractions and like they can't get by it. And those are paid professionals or the college. And like for kids between the ages of 14 and 18 to be able to put aside whatever feelings they're having about this and to go out there and do their job on Saturdays and throughout the week in practice is just, to me, it's amazing that those kids are able to do that. And the coaches are able to get them in that mindset that, you know, hey, the 2.5 hours we're here to practice, the 2.5 hours in the game, you know, we have to do this. And then who knows what they're dealing with when they're on their own time, the emotions and all things like that. So the fact that they're able to kind of compartmentalize and be able to still be winning football games against like the hardest games they've had as well. I mean, in the playoffs, which is awesome. And I mean, I'm certainly, you know, rooting for them and Ryko, who's still playing, to try to win state championships, because it's not, you know, in football around our area, both sides of the state line, it's not often teams from around here win state championships. But again, I think that the more they keep playing, the more people get interested in what is happening because the team is still playing. Yeah. I think when the season ends, whether it ends this Saturday or if it ends with them winning a state championship, that aspect of it, that side of the story will stop. And then maybe the other side of it will be resolved by then, or maybe it won't. I mean, that's something we don't know.
Well, I'm definitely rooting for them. I hope they win. That'd be great.
It'd be great
to see our teams.
It is a crazy side note. They're playing Glenver, which is, I think, out of like the Salem area. There's only 2 teams left in the entire state of Virginia of all 6 classes that are undefeated. It's Union and Glenver, and they're playing each other. There's no other team in the state in Virginia besides those 2 at this point of the year that has not lost a game. So that is crazy that they are going to play. And it's at Bullitt Park, so Union gets home field advantage. And then for both teams, if they win this week, the state championship games are in Salem. So
Wow.
they would if Union does win, they will have to go to Salem. Same with Rye Cove. If they win, they will go to Salem for the championship. And Rye Cove, they get to play a team last year who beat them in the semifinals was Grayson County, not too far from here. They get a chance at some payback this year against Grayson County once again. So it's a rematch of last year's semifinal game. So hopefully they will take care of business.
Have you ever covered a state championship?
Yes, both sides of the state line. First one I covered was, I believe, on the Virginia side when it was Clintwood. Before they consolidated, they did win.
Oh,
They beat, I believe they beat George Wythe. I want to say that was maybe 2011, 2012. Yeah. Don't quote me on the year.
You're old.
Yes, that was a win. I got the cover, I believe. I want to say either one or two of Greenville when they won back-to-back. Greenville won state championships in 18 or 17 and 18. I was there for at least one of them, if not both. And Elizabethton won back-to-back in 19 and 20. I know I was there for the first one. We did not go to the second year because that was during COVID. And we were here at the station, we're told we were not allowed to travel for that. So I know I was not at Elizabethton. But Virginia-wise, I think the last team from our area to play for a state championship was Chilhowie. They made it back-to-back years, I think in like 17 and 18. They lost both years. And I was there for the first one that they lost, and I was not there for the second one. But I don't believe another team since like Chilhowie went back-to-back years has made it from our coverage area, which does not include, like George Wythe, like those schools that have. Graham also certainly has. They're not in our viewing area, but teams we cover, I don't believe a Virginia school has made it to a championship game since Chilhowie made it in 17, 18.
Well, I'd love to see it.
Yeah, no, Honaker did one year a while back because I remember I got to do a phone interview with Heath Miller when he was with the Steelers, because that was the first time Honaker had made it since he was in high school.
Well, that's cool.
So I'd reach out to the Steelers and say, can I do a phone interview with Heath, talk about the game? He agreed to do it. So I did a phone interview with Heath Miller whenever. And I think that might have been in 14 or 15 when Honaker
that's super cool, though.
Went back. Yeah.
Super cool.
So, yeah, I would like to see both of them go because it's been, I think, maybe 7 or 8 years since a Virginia team we cover has made it to just to the game, let alone winning it. They said Chilhowie did not win it when they went. So Clintwood might have been the last team, just from the top of my mind, that has won a state championship from our area of Southwest Virginia for football.
Well, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed.
All right, let's get some snacks.
All right, snacks time. So, the holiday season is out. There are so many holiday treats and snacks out. There are candies and delicious things. I didn't bring any of that.
There was something, right, that we talked. Was it the gravy, the Heinz gravy?
Oh, I need to look for that. I'm glad you brought that up. That's not what we're having.
Okay, good.
Here's my plate. I did wash it.
Okay.
And this is my lunch. So let's not. The first thing we're going to try is a new holiday drink.
Sprite.
It's
I've
Sprite.
never tried Sprite before here.
Winter spice cranberry.
Not that flavor, though.
Winter spice cranberry. So we're going to have that. And then we're going to have a Georgia staple. We're going to try a Claxton fruitcake.
A what?
A fruitcake.
A Claxton fruitcake?
A Claxton fruitcake. Have you ever had fruitcake?
You
have? Oh. Have you ever
had
had Claxton fruitcake?
Never heard of it.
Now, Claxton, Georgia is the fruitcake capital of the world.
How am I supposed to know that?
Well,
I'm not from Georgia.
I'm teaching you.
You're teaching me, I know.
And so Claxton's not far from
Savannah?
Not far from Savannah.
Okay.
It's a little while. It's not.
Did your mom bring
close.
this up for you?
No, I bought this at Food City. They have Claxton.
They sell. Wow.
And Claxton is, I think, the number one. I would say the number one exporter of fruitcakes around the country. And so they started making them, I want to say in it probably says right here, since 19 something, and at 1910 they started making these. And the guy who started it, he would travel to Savannah because he liked going there and going to Tybee Island, and he would stop in Claxton, and he just liked the little town, so he opened his own little bakery because he liked to bake. And he started making fruitcakes.
Wow.
And then fruitcakes became so popular, his fruitcakes, that it just went worldwide.
So he's an importer exporter.
And now, like, you know, of course, like some family members run it, I'm sure, because he's not alive.
Thank
Rest
you.
in peace, Mr. Fruitcake Man.
Mr.
And
Claxton.
so, well, no, that's the name of the place. Claxton is the name of the city. His name was like Toast or something. I don't know. So we're gonna open this baby up.
Ugh,
And you
a
can
knife
have
in my direction here.
A Claxton fruitcake. I can honestly tell you. Oh shoot! I can honestly say I don't know that I've even had this before. I don't think I've ever had fruitcake. So we're gonna give it a whirl. I see it all the time.
Is that part of the fruit, or is that the wrapping on the side?
It's the red part's the wrapping.
Okay,
so
yeah.
We'll just put it right there for you. There you go. It smells very nutty.
There's one fork.
Okay, and then I'll just go ahead and pour you some of this cranberry.
There's only one fork. You gave me 3 knives and a fork.
Oh, that's okay. You can have it. I'll just use my hand.
I'll just.
I mean, you gotta get that piece with the big nut.
All right. Why do you take the lid off? That's good. I'm not a big pop person.
I'm hoping that this is the soda that's going to change your mind. You hate it.
I mean,
It's growing on you?
I like the raisins. There's definitely raisins in there.
Mm-hmm. It's the choice of millions since 1910.
But how good can it be if you've never had it before and you like grew up right by it? I mean,
I've heard of it. And
I know this is something you only eat like around the holidays.
No, this is something you eat in the holidays. Fruitcake.
Yeah, you only eat around the holidays. I'm saying like you're not going to go get a fruitcake in June.
Probably not.
Yeah, no. So Bob said,
I like it. I don't hate it. It kind of reminds me of like a trail mix.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I'm going to give it a 5.
You know the little orange things in the bag of trail mix that you don't really know what they are? They're like dates or something. You know? They're just in there. And you just eat it with the chocolate and stuff.
This whole thing is just in there.
That's what this tastes like, is those little date things. I think it would be good with like, they should make a chocolate version. Like throw some chocolate on it. Like some milk chocolate on top.
Milk chocolate.
That'd be good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This Sprite's
You're giving it an 8?
No, I give it a 5.
Oh.
A 5.
Yeah, that's probably fine.
I mean, it's definitely not something I would go out and buy.
This is a 10.
Mm-hmm. Cranberry Sprite? Is that what it was?
Yeah, what do you think? You love it. You're going to pick it up at Food City next time you go?
I'll give that a 4.
He hates it.
I'm not a big pop person.
I'm trying really hard to find a soda that Casey.
I keep saying it'd be root beer, but you yet to bring in root beer to the podcast.
That's not true. I brought a Sonic one that one time with the cream in it.
Was it with the pickles? No.
Remember we had like the butter beer and then the other thing?
Yeah, but that was a root beer float kind of. Like, if you want to actual like a can of root beer, that'd be your best bet.
Alrighty.
Well, we'll wrap up the podcast. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. Again, if you're going to go to a parade, have fun, be safe. Hope you get lots of candy and treats. Thank you to Food City for sponsoring the podcast. And we will definitely do this again prior to Christmas. We'll do one more. We'll do a Christmas edition at some point. When that is, you have to stay tuned and find out.